Hey guys, Little John here. Today we're going to be looking at Cossack squats. Cossack squats are a really great exercise to not only strengthen and activate a lot of that hip musculature, particularly your glutes, your hip external rotators and stabilizers, which are those little muscles right on the outside of your hip, which are so important in everything that we do, but they also challenge your overall hip mobility as well as some of the flexibility through your groin and the inside of your leg. To get started, we're going to have our legs wider than hip width apart with our toes pointing out. The reason that we're doing so is it gives us a little bit more mobility with our toes pointing out, but also the distance that your feet will be apart will be dependent on you and your own flexibility and mobility. For me, I'm a little bit tighter and I don't have the best flexibility, so my legs are a little bit closer together. For someone, and this might be you, you've been working on mobility for a while, you're a little bit more flexible, you can have those feet a little bit wider apart. If you feel like you're not able to keep your foot down or meet some of the other mechanical marks that should be happening during this exercise, try bringing your feet together a little bit and that should help. Now this movement is driven from our hips. Our knees will start to bend because of our hips. It's the only way that we can get lower, but I'm not driving the motion from my knee, okay? I'm gonna move from my hip. My opposite foot is gonna stay on the mat as best as I can. So this left foot, as I'm coming to my right, I'm gonna keep on the mat the entire time. So I'm hinging from my hips, I'm driving down, that foot stays on the mat, and I come back up. My knee is driving over the outside of my foot, so that pinky toe is where my knee is coming out and over. The reason being, if I start to come in with this knee, now not only am I putting more work and more stress through this knee, which isn't necessary, but I'm also putting extra stress on some of those structural components of the knee that we really don't want to irritate or put too much workload through. Same thing as if I were to go to the other side. I'm moving from my hip, knee goes to the outside, and my foot stays on the mat. The other thing as well is you want to try and keep this trunk as upright as possible as you're coming down, and you're going to go back and forth between each side. And maybe what you'll find is one side is a little bit easier to go to than the other. For me, my left side is definitely a little bit tighter, and there's a little bit of hitch as I come up. That is something that you can notice as well. You can compare yourself side to side and then adjust this exercise accordingly based off the tips.